Did Bill Cosby just get away with it? So forgive me, I'm a little late to the party, but of course today we're going to address what is Bill Cosby going to be like after prison. That's right, y'all. Bill Cosby is free. How the world did Bill Cosby get up out of prison? More importantly, how in the hell did Bill Cosby ever go to prison in the first place? We're going to try to dive all up into them guts in this video, and before doing so, a couple things that I want to mention real quick. I hope you guys will rock with the fact that I'm filming from my office. It's raining outside. I'd have to walk through the rain, get soaked. I don't have an umbrella to get to the she shed with the green screen. So I hope you guys will rock with this background for this particular video. Also, there was another thing. Oh yeah, you know, this story broke 2 days ago, I think the day before yesterday. And of course, I would have been all over this like a snitch on your case if ever given the opportunity. Horrible analogy right there. However, forgive me for being a little late to the party with this. I'm sure quite a few others have already addressed this situation, but here's my take here today. But I was doing landscape yesterday. I was looking like a held hostage afterwards. It was super hot outside and also super dusty. Hence the fact I wasn't able to get to this breaking huge news story until here today. Friday morning as I'm filming this, and interestingly enough, it's closing time here today. Closing day, as a matter of fact, with the flip house. So Joe's dressed a little Dapper Dan today. Not even sure what that means. I want to begin this with a meme. Shout out to you, Ben. I snatched this from Facebook. I saw that you had posted this, and I posted this on my Instagram. Everybody, free Britney. The universe. Best I can do is free Bill Cosby. Oh my God, that is hilarious. And a little too soon, if you ask me. Folks, this entire Bill Cosby saga begins with not even Bill Cosby in mind. In fact, the entire world was waiting for the verdict in the Free Britney Spears rally, trying to get the conservatorship, the power of attorney, whatever's going on with her father or stepfather having pretty much all rights over her entire life. While the entire world was waiting on the outcome of that situation, this joint hit us like a sucker punch out of left field. Breaking news from the Indian Express. Not really sure what that's all about. Explained Bill Cosby's release from prison. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court has thrown out convictions against Bill Cosby, allowing the actor and comedian, oh, we're referring to him as that again? Because wasn't he just being referred to as a... Well, I guess he can be referred to as an actor and comedian again if those charges were thrown out. Allowing the actor and comedian to walk free after 3 years in prison. Here is a dissection of the legal issues. Not really sure how this story is going to break things down, but let me share with you guys what I've learned, because I have brushed up on this story since all of this broke. Basically, the cause for appeal that went to the Supreme Court was on the basis that Cosby should have never been convicted and used as evidence against him testimony from a civil suit where he admitted to knowingly and willingly putting Quaaludes in women's drinks. And then... Now you may wonder to yourself, why in the hell would Bill Cosby ever admit that in the middle of a civil suit? And we all know what a civil suit means. There's some money involved. They were going after Cosby's money, which is a big part of the argument in relation to free Bill Cosby. You know, Bill Cosby's innocent. Anytime that you see a public figure or somebody who's known as a celebrity and assumed to have tons of money, and allegations similar to this arise, you know, 50% of the thinking in this, unless there's an overwhelming amount of evidence proving otherwise, is that they just after the money. But again, getting back to why would Bill Cosby admit to knowingly and willingly doing these things? Well, part of his plea agreement or agreement in this civil suit was that if he admitted these things, they would not use this to try him criminally, I believe is something along the lines. Now, another story that I read, or in that same story that I read about all of this, What I also learned from this is there's one particular person who they're trying to put all of the blame on as to why Bill Cosby was able to get out of prison, the person who originated this agreement with him so that he could be found culpable for damages in the civil suit. And I'm sure we're going to hear about that in this particular story. This story says, why did the court overturn Bill Cosby's conviction? Because is actually how it begins. Prosecutors violated Cosby's right by reneging on an apparent promise. Oh, it wasn't even a plea, it was a promise to not charge him, the court majority ruled. Damn, dog, you got your whole case overturned on a promise broken. Which again goes back to the beginning. If this promise was made to him, how was this not pounced upon during the initial trial of Bill Cosby? And I think that maybe it was, maybe they did try to bring it up. I don't know. This is just my educated guess here. But I think that there was already this wave, this momentum of guilty, 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 which Bill Cosby is guilty of these things. There's no more free Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby didn't do it. They's only after his money. No, bitch. Bill Cosby admitted this during a civil suit. Yes, I did drop them Quaaludes in they drink and they was. So yeah, there's all of that. However, they did make a promise to Bill that if he admitted to these things, they weren't going to persecute and prosecute him criminally, which they did now, didn't they? But he was able to get that overturned and reversed in the Supreme Court of Pennsylvania. Isn't that ironic? Don't you think? I forgot, I filmed a Joe Ross video, and you guys may or may not be waiting on that. It's not as good as I wanted it to be. I got some good jokes in it. I just need to film it one more time. The first time was really rough around the edges. Hopefully, if I am able to get a chance to film it again, I'll sharpen that all up. This is the guy that all of the blame is cast upon. In 2005, Bruce L. Castor Jr., see what I did there? Who was then the district attorney in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, outside Philadelphia, issued a news release saying that he had declined to charge Cosby over the matter. Cosby then sat for depositions in a separate lawsuit filed against him by Constand, I believe is one of the victims, which he paid her $3.38 million. Damn, that's a lot of money. To settle in 2006. But a subsequent district attorney reversed Castor's decision. Ain't it crazy how they'll do that? Oh, Castor ain't a part of this no more. Castor ain't party or privy to what we got going on now. Cosby, you're going to jail and then prison, which he would for 3 years until all of this would be reversed. Crazy how one prosecutor can make a promise to you, but another one can step right up to the plate and say, nah, dog, no diggity. You're going to jail. But as a subsequent district attorney reversed Castor's decision and charged the entertainer with assaulting Constand after all. In the trial, prosecutors used what Cosby had said in that deposition that was promised to not be used against him. Isn't that like your Miranda rights? You have the right to remain silent because anything you say or do can be used against you in the court of law. I wonder when Bill Cosby is going to start his prison YouTube channel, and God, I hope that he does. If he doesn't, I will take as a consolation prize a Bill Cosby TikTok. Can you imagine the dance moves? Too soon? God, I hope not. Bill, if you're watching this video, because I'm sure that, I forgot, you're blind. Bill, if you're listening to this video, and I'm sure that you are, hit me up. Let's do the interview. I want to know all about what those 3 years were like, because I know you was a living god up in that geriatric housing unit that they had your ass up in. I heard that you were even doing comedy shows up in there. Is that correct? Hey, how y'all doing tonight? Hey, how y'all doing tonight? We doing good? Bill, excuse me, the crowd, they're over here. Trying to do skits in this room. Will it work? So folks, that's how the cookie crumbled in this prosecution of Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby did what he was alleged to have done because he admitted to it. He paid $3.38 million in settlement and damages for what he had done. There was a multitude of other women who came forward and said Bill did the same damn thing to them. And if one person's saying it, if two people are saying it, if a whole team is saying it. Does that make it any more true? I gotta lean toward, yeah, the majority vote is gonna point you toward like a magic 8-ball. All signs point to yes. Boy, Joe, that light is casting you in a freaking GQ cover type of a deal up in here. Hope you guys are enjoying this. So Bill Cosby's legal team appealed all of this. He got released. He's now vowed to, be a voice for the voiceless. There was a Bill Cosby release party, I'm pretty sure. Bill Cosby was chucking the deuces up to the news helicopters. If I can find an image of that, I'll share that with you guys. Bill Cosby is laughing at all y'all right now. The real slap in the face to all of this is the way that this Bruce Castor Jr. structured this promise. Again, I gotta harp on that word promise, because this was not a deal. This was not a promise. Is that the same thing in legal terms? The way that all of this was structured was that, hey, Bill, if you admit that you did these things, we won't come after you criminally. And also, you can never be prosecuted for any of this again. However, that's only in relation to that one particular woman. Again, there were other women who came forward. Will there be new allegations brought against the actor, entertainer, the guy that we all grew up with? Whatever happened to that do-do-do-do-do? I don't even know what theme song that is. The Milkman, the Paperboy, Evening TV. Full House, maybe? Somebody would go on to say about this, and I'm not sure who this was, we hold that when a prosecutor makes an unconditional promise of non-persecution, and when the defendant relies upon that guarantee to the detriment of his constitutional right to not testify, the principle of fundamental fairness that undergirds due process of law in our criminal justice system demands that the promise be enforced. That was all one sentence right there. Super confusing. If they make a promise with you, they shouldn't break it. Hence the fact his conviction should be overturned. I'm guessing is what they were saying right there. Does the ruling mean Cosby did not commit a crime against Constant? Of course, we know the answer to that is no, because he admitted to the things. They say no, it just means he cannot be prosecuted for it. Might Bill Cosby face a new trial? We've already addressed that. Damn, Joe, you like Jose Bias in this joint. You know all the law. And they say, not for assaulting Constant. He must be discharged, and any further prosecution on these particular charges must be barred. This immunity from prosecution applies only to the specific accusations that Cosby drugged and assaulted Constant. Other women across the country have also come forward to accuse the entertainer of similarly assaulting them in the years past, but those accusations involved encounters that were so long ago that statutes of limitations bar charging him over them. Wow, that's crazy. Bill, when's that TikTok coming? And that prison YouTube channel, boy, I can see the first video. Bill gonna be super gully up in that joint. Bill might just be the hardest prison YouTuber to ever grace the platform. Crazy to think. Folks, that's all I got. What do I feel about this? Well, I'm titling this, I think, something along the lines of what's Bill Cosby gonna be like after prison? Probably gonna fade off into the sunset, if you ask me. Sort of like O.J. Simpson, even though I don't really want to use one to compare the other. But O.J. Simpson faced some very crazy allegations, got out on parole after, a robbery situation over some merchandise in a Las Vegas hotel that they had audio recordings of that encounter. And what has O.J. done? Well, O.J. actually took to Twitter quite heavily to talk about golf and sports and all sorts of other things. So who knows? The fact of the matter is Bill Cosby got out. Kind of on a technicality, but a technicality that he should have never been tried for in the first place. Crazy to think. What do you think them prosecutors are thinking? They gots to be feeling dumb. Wanted to address this story. Really be interested to know what all of you think about this. As for what's next for the actor/entertainer, Mr. Bill Cosby, he said he's getting ready to make reaction videos. Oh man, what a world we live in, folks. You let me know what you think. And as always, until next time, enjoy life, the free world. Never take a moment for granted and make the most of every day. Peace!